Welcome back to the Delivering More platform, folks. I'm your host, Ben Alkire. Thank you so much for joining us and viewing the content morning, afternoon, and evening. We appreciate it. As always, if you could, hit that subscribe button down below. That's going to help us out more than you could ever know. I have another fantastic Meet the Team to bring to you folks today. I have with me Nate Kingsbury in the building.
Thanks for having me, Ben.
Yeah, this is big time.
Big time.
I like having you in front of the camera.
Yeah, usually behind the camera, but every time I get to step in front of it, it's a good time.
Most recently in front of the camera with the bag costume.
There we go. Yep. The October driver trick or treat of the week in the bag costume for the holidays.
Yeah, should we have revealed that was you? Should we have kept that a secret?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's, the bag is its own entity,
Oh man, that's good stuff. Those driver tricks and treats are fun to make. I appreciate that. We've been getting a lot of stuff done in the marketing realm.
Oh
lately.
yeah.
It's been busy months for us.
Mm-hmm.
A lot going on. We do got to start though where we start with everyone else. Get a little bit of background on you for the viewership in the driver fleet. So we'll start out easy. Where were you born and where'd you grow up?
Born and raised in Canton, Ohio. A couple miles down the road from Jackson High School, where most of the guys went around here. Went to high school at Canton Central Catholic in the area and kind of stayed in the area ever since I was born.
Hell yeah. What about the family life? Mom, dad, brothers, sisters?
All from Canton. So my mom and dad actually met their senior year at Central. High school sweethearts. Moved in together, obviously, and started the family in Canton. Right now I got my two sisters. One's actually in Hawaii, and the other one is down in Columbus.
How did sister get to Hawaii?
So her husband is a doctor in the military. And so they were stationed down in Austin while he was fresh out of his schooling. And then from there, he it kind of got put into like a draft, if you want to call it that.
You get matched with like the hospital.
Exactly. So he was very smart guy, top of his class. So he got first choice and everything.
And he picked Hawaii.
Yep.
Wow, that's crazy. That's pretty interesting. Do they have plans to? Is that like their lifelong destination?
So it's 4 years. So they'll be there for 4 years, and then I'm sure after that it'll be way too expensive to live there without the military help. So they'll probably move back.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. What How about your sports guy growing up, right?
Yep.
So what were you doing early on in the sporting realm?
Yeah, pretty much anything you could think of. Obviously started with soccer just like everyone else. Moved into baseball, played football for a year in 8th grade, basketball. Those are probably the main ones I played. Growing up, it was always backyard sports in the neighborhood with the neighborhood kids. It was a good time.
And Central, they usually put out some state championships every now and then. I know the baseball teams had the football teams had a run as of late. Were you a part of that or around for any of it?
Nope. So in high school, I didn't play football in high school. I played basketball and baseball in high school, but I quit baseball after my sophomore year.
Okay.
And then they went to like the States my junior and senior year. So kind of missed out on that.
Are you saying they were better without you? Is that what you're saying?
I can say I didn't make that much of a difference to the team. Yeah. But then, stuck with basketball all 4 years and kind of finished out with that.
Hell yeah. Well, what about in your high school days or however early it was? Sometimes it's a little earlier. What was your first job?
So my first job was actually right after I graduated high school. I worked over at Shady Hollow.
Okay. As like a caddy or?
No, so I worked originally in like the snack shop by the pool.
Yeah, I got you.
And then after a year there, I kind of moved into like a bar back down in like the 19th hole area.
Nice.
Helping behind the bar there.
What is it? What do they call it now? It starts with a B.
Yeah, it's some guy's name. Something's Bunker.
Yeah, I was going to call it like Bookner's Corner, Bookner's Bunker. I should know that name. I've been in there so much this year with Darian. Okay, so first job after high school. What about after high school? Did we go on for further education?
Yep.
What would you do after?
Yeah, I went and got my marketing degree at Ohio University. Graduated there in 2020. Obviously we have a lot of OU guys in the building. It's a good time.
Hell yeah. OU, man. I just had Sam. Oh man, I always butcher his last name. It's Oches, and you think it's Ochis, but I think it's Okus. Sam Okus from a Nation Restaurant News on the Delivering More podcast a couple weeks ago. He's an OU grad, and we did some reminiscing of a favorite restaurants, bars, things of that nature. So I have to pose that question to you. What was your favorite late night spot to eat? You're walking out of the bar at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Where are you stopping?
It was two places. So, I mean, we lived at courtside my junior and senior year. So it was always just courtside pizza throughout the night. But if for whatever reason we didn't eat there, it was probably Big Mama's. Big Mama's was number 2.
Courtside buffalo chicken pizza is like probably my favorite buffalo chicken pizza I've ever had in my life.
I want to go back solely for that.
Yeah, I worked in that kitchen while I was there too. I used to chef it up back there. I know all the secrets of that kitchen. So I don't know if that's good or bad for them. Okay, and we mentioned the marketing degree.
Yeah.
Thankfully, that's what you're doing around here now. And we just had Leighton on as well. I think his Meet the Team will air right around yours.
Right.
I kind of forget if you're first or he's first. I'm not necessarily sure what we have on the calendar, but you two are the only two at DeliverThat currently that started as interns and are now full-time employees.
Yep.
So walk me through that process. Like usually for most people here, it's you have a couple of jobs after college, you're back in Canton, you find out about DeliverThat through Glassdoor or whatever, a job board, and you come in, you interview, you start. How'd you hear about DeliverThat? How'd you follow up on the internship? And we'll go from there.
Yeah. So my neighbor growing up, who I played all those backyard sports with, actually, he was working with DeliverThat very early on, probably earlier than you. Just like right when it was on the ground floor with Aaron and.
Are we gonna throw a name out there? You got me on the edge of my seat.
Nate Malou.
Okay.
Yeah. So he, I was in my junior year of college, and I needed an internship, and just didn't know where I was going to intern, and he kind of directed me. He was like, yeah, I mean, it's not like a big company or anything, but, it's a bunch of cool guys who got something really cool going on. I'm sure, it would count for whatever internship credit you needed. So took a stab at it, had an interview with Darian, and signed on as an intern in the summer of 2019.
So, and I'll ask this too about the internship, because I know you're in the same boat, but Leighton and I were talking about I think his internship was for marketing. Is that what yours was for as well? And when you guys came on internship, 0% marketing.
Zero marketing.
There was zero marketing done. I imagine, I was talking to Leighton. You guys came on. We needed like employees.
Yes.
We didn't need interns. We needed help on the phones, helps in the text inbox. We needed help getting deliveries covered. So early days internship, what did you come in and actually do?
Yeah, so I was working really closely with actually like if you want to call it the business development team. I think at the time it was the restaurant relations team.
Yeah.
I was working closely with Blake, actually. I was like his secondhand man. If I was the guy, direct partner, if we didn't have a driver for an order, having to make that tough call to them, or if we did have a driver for an order they originally thought we wouldn't, I would make that fun call for them. But yeah, it was mainly just outreach to the restaurants, and then we're on the other side of the room right now in our office. If you know the setup, we would be on this other side of the wall here, and if I had something that I needed to relay to the dispatch team who was on this side, I had to run around the office. And my closest point of contact, sitting to the closest wall, was Aaron's brother, Dave, yes.
Yeah, it was Dave.
My closest point of contact was coming around the wall was Dave. And so anything I needed to relay, I just kind of shouted at Dave and hope he spread it to the rest of the room there, and went back to my desk at Blake's area.
Oh, that's too funny. That's so funny. I always forget too. Yeah, I've gone down so many of these. Yeah, we came in at one point we like didn't even technically own, like, I think a couple of these actual offices over on the other side. We were like renting out the space, and now we have all of it. So we've grown for sure. What about I'm trying to think, as far as your time then starting full time.
Yep.
So you go, when was your internship? You said junior year?
Yes, it would have been my junior year, the summer of 2019.
Okay, so then you go back for your senior year. Like Leighton was working part-time when he went back to school. You went back your whole year. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure we kept in contact a little bit. I don't remember too much of that process. But then you graduate in the spring of 2020. Are you job searching? Did you come right back? How did you end up back with DeliverThat?
So, I mean, it was the height of COVID. So it was right when everything was popping off.
About that.
So jobs, there wasn't really anybody hiring that much. I kind of came back begging to Darian and see if they would have me back, because I needed a job fresh out of college. And he said, there's an opportunity for me, kind of like in the same aspect as my internship. I'd come on with a marketing degree, but I wouldn't really necessarily start with the marketing department. Slowly integrate into it, and mainly just on the logistics side when I started out.
Hell yeah. And for the most part, that's you've been here 3 years now. What's your start date? Do you remember?
I know it was May of 2020. I don't necessarily know the date.
So you just had your 3-year this past spring. You're on year 4 now.
Yep.
So up until basically, let's say year 3, year 4, you didn't touch anything to do with marketing. I would say for the most part, right?
Not necessarily, no. I mean, I think Jim would give me like a few small projects here and there, but nothing, deep in the weeds with it. No.
So what was your day to day? Always just logistics. You're just getting deliveries covered, handling issues, things like that.
Yep. Just the normal dispatching. Obviously, back then it was a lot more difficult than it is now. So I mean, you working under you. That's when I pretty much got brought on, working under you in the dispatching role. So, getting deliveries covered, making sure they're going well, reaching out to drivers who needed assistance. That whole thing, because we didn't at the time, it wasn't split with a customer service team and a logistics team. It was everybody doing everything and kind of just figure it out from there. So
okay, and then since then, you're now a manager in delivery operations department. Is that what you would call it?
Yep. In a manager over there, and then obviously have my hands in the social media now too. So manager of their social media. So kind of double aspects there, and it's a good time. Keeps me busy for sure.
Yeah, and you mentioned kind of the roadmap to get you into marketing. Is a pretty long roadmap, I would say. Is a bit of a slow burn to actually get you kind of integrated into this side of things. And obviously, I would say too, that's kind of marketing for DeliverThat wasn't really a thing until I'd say 2021. Right. There was zero focus on it. It was Jim, and that was it. Yeah. Running socials, running literally e-commerce, every possible thing, and then I kind of start to integrate into it, and we start to bring you on as well, just because we solely out of need for help and things like that. So going into, let's call it 2023, as we start to kind of get you integrated into social media, marketing, things like that, what have you been doing for this side of things? Are you enjoying it? Are you happy putting your degree to use nowadays?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So like I mentioned, kind of working in tandem with you, mainly with the social media stuff, creating content, creating ideas for content, working now more closely with Danielle, our consultant in the marketing department, with whatever she needs, mainly with the email marketing and all aspects there.
I was gonna say helping out some press releases, things like that.
Yeah, press releases, anything that needs to go out. I'm kind of a filter before we get it sent to Danielle for final approval, and from there it goes out.
Hell yeah. And I guess for me, I have zero background in the whole marketing thing, right? I basically was like, yo, where can I help? I need to help. I need to do something else. And this is where I ended up. You obviously had the marketing degree, have way more of a background than anyone in the company in this field of things. So I don't know how to ask this question, but when you think about DeliverThat and our marketing team, our social media, things of that aspect, how, I don't want to say how bad was it, but it wasn't great. But early on, how would you describe what we were doing compared to maybe now how operations are going nowadays?
Yeah, just a lot more sporadic, right? It was kind of just everything. If we needed content put out that week, we were creating it that week, right? It was everything was created in the moment and pushed out in the moment, rather than an actual plan and campaigns and actually like flushing through content before we just posted on our social medias. So yeah, it was a lot more sporadic. It was a lot more unorganized. But we're getting there.
Hell yeah. We're definitely getting there. I want to circle back a little bit just to the delivery operations a little bit and ask this question I've posed to a few individuals on my last few Meet the Teams in regard to ways you think we could better educate our fleet of drivers. Obviously, we like to say, by drivers for drivers. We have the best fleet of delivery drivers out there in the nation, helping out these restaurant partners of ours. But obviously, problems happen every single day. There's drivers who are brand new. Yep. They don't necessarily know how to operate within our application. They don't know our policies. They don't know our procedures, things of that nature. So is there anything that comes to front of mind for you that you think would be helpful to share with drivers to make their lives easier day in and day out on our platform?
Yeah, I guess the main thing would just kind of be understanding of a few lingo terms that we use, driver facing and in the office. So obviously with your driver application, you have a way to go available in the app and unavailable, and then you have a way to mark a job underway. So on the dispatching side, what we're looking for is, we get a notification when a delivery is coming up, however many minutes to the pickup, depending on the delivery. We get a notification to check on that driver, and what we're looking for is a driver who's available in the app. That means we have their location for that job just to make sure they're heading that way and everything's going to be good there, and then that they mark the job underway. So that obviously lets us know that they're aware of their upcoming delivery and plan on heading that way. So just understanding those terms and understanding where they are in your app just makes your life a lot easier, because you don't get blown up by multiple phone calls from our dispatch team looking to see if you are on the way to your order that you actually are already on your way to, and then also just helping yourself out. Obviously, if you're using the app correctly, things will go a lot more smoothly on your end. And then secondly, I would just add in just the main things we focus on at DeliverThat, right? We pride ourselves on being on time to pick up and drop off, and then setting up that food for the customer. So that would be my two biggest thing, is just making sure that we're setting up that food, because that is a price that the customers pay for when they pay for DeliverThat service. They want that food set up in a presentable manner, so that when it's time to eat for them, they just go down the line, get what they need for lunch, and back to work, right? So just taking the time to, I know it takes a couple more minutes to set up the food in a nice manner, but I mean, you can get rewarded for it for our setup contest, right? So
Facts.
So there are prizes involved for you just to do your job the way we ask you to. All you got to do is submit it to a link on our DAP, our driver assistance portal, and you can get paid out just for doing your job.
Facts. Yeah. Setting expectations. And I think for you, that was maybe the most transparent background I've had on here about how the notification system works for you guys. I don't know if anyone's ever presented that in that form or fashion on here. So I appreciate you doing that. In regard to DeliverThat and the background and how you got where you are now, that's really all I have. You got any expectations on a Cleveland Browns season report? Anything we could share there? I know things are looking pretty grim right now.
Pretty grim. Yeah, I mean, I think Deshaun's looking pretty. He's getting better. Obviously, last couple games he's played, we've seen a little bit of increase from him. Defense looks amazing. Unfortunately, I still think Kevin Stefanski's the problem. I think that quote from him this past week after we sent out DTR with Deshaun Watson's game plan, like that, I think that's just unacceptable. I understand, his whole thing was the Ravens have a good run defense, so we wanted to throw the ball on them, but with a rookie quarterback, 5th round pick, unproven, first game in the NFL, you got to set the run, right? You can't just go out there and throw 17 times and then abandon the run for the rest of the game. So I think Stefanski's the problem, unfortunately. I think he doesn't do a very good job of calling plays, and I think he doesn't do a very good job of holding the locker room together. I think he's a big analytics guy, not like a raw guy, which you kind of need out of your head coach.
Yeah, you need
sometimes.
Like a Dan Campbell, and they're getting the boys fucking ready to go.
Exactly. So, yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see him give up play calling, but I still think we got a season ahead of us. I mean, it gets easier from here. We got a bye week in San Francisco in the schedule, and then it gets a little easier. So I still have hope for the season, but we got to dig down.
It's tough to disagree with a lot of what you said there. I don't know that I would pin it completely on Stefanski, but I think I would probably agree that he should no longer be the play caller. I think you hire an OC and you help
Alex Van Pelt's right there, ready to call plays.
You get them to do that for you. Take a little bit off your plate, let you focus on some other things. But yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping the thing with last week that just pissed me off was Deshaun not playing in a divisional game. Yep. It's just tough to go. A big portion of us getting that playoffs is winning that division. Yes. So going 1-2 this early on in the season division, it hurt. It hurt.
Yeah, we gave Baltimore the division. They're 3-0 in the division now, and all on the road games. So now they have 3 home games left in the division. All they have to do is win one, maybe 2 of them.
Yeah, you go 4-2 in the division. You got it. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So yeah, that part sucked. We're gonna be hunting for a wild card now, and gonna have to win some games to do that.
All right, man. All right. Well, that's all I got. I appreciate you spending some time with me. We will let's close it out with a little this or that.
Let's do it.
And we'll get to this marketing meeting we got in a couple minutes.
Absolutely.
All right. So this will be Nate, this or that, starting out early mornings or late nights?
Can I say neither? I guess right now mornings. Just because I am here early in the mornings. For setting up the day for the dispatching squad. Here in the office every day at 7 a.m. But I do like a nice little late night adventure every now and then for my OU days, you know. So we'll take a combination of both on that one.
Okay. I would have taken neither. I was fine with that.
Okay.
I would have had you elaborate, but I was accepting of that answer. What about how do you feel about summer or winter?
Summer. Yeah, big summer guy. Yeah, my fiance now, her mom lives down in Florida, and the game plan kind of is in a couple years to be down there. I know both of us are already just sick of the cold. My parents make fun of me for it because I'm 26 years old and complaining that I've had too many cold winters in Ohio. But yeah, the winters just aren't it for me. I hate the cold.
Yeah, I've been here 3 more years than you, and I do the same exact thing every single time once we hit November, December, January. So same boat there. How do you feel? Would you rather read a book or watch a movie?
Watch a movie. So if I could do an audiobook, I could do that, but I don't want to say my reading skills are bad because I can read, but like the whole reading, like I'll read an entire page and not remember a single word I read, right? So it's just, it takes me a long time to actually start and finish a book, but yeah, big movie guy. My fiance and I like to at least once a week, find a random movie to watch and watch that, but yeah, movies over books for sure.
What do you two have a favorite movie that you've watched together, or do you have a favorite movie of all time?
Together, probably the Lord of Rings series. She watched it before I did. She kind of introduced me to it, but together, that's probably our favorite series. My favorite movie, though, is Shawshank Redemption.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a classic. Obviously pretty old at this point, but yeah, it's something about Andy Dufresne.
What do you think about dogs or cats?
Dogs. Big dog guy. My dad, growing up, my dad's allergic to cats, so he kind of just trained my entire family to hate cats. My fiance's roommate right now has a cat, and he gets on my nerves a lot. So grew up always with dogs in the house. I think you just create such a stronger bond with dogs than you do cats. Dogs live with you and they're your friend. Cats kind of just live with you and just put up with you.
Live around you.
Right,
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, that was 4, right?
Yep.
Okay. Last one. Let's close it out. I love asking this one just to see what kind of answers you guys got. Would you rather cook at home or go out to eat?
I would rather go out to eat. Unfortunately, the bank account prefers me to cook at home. But yeah, it's something about just having knowing you have a nice cooked meal ready for you at the dinner table when you go out to eat, rather than having to cook everything and then clean up afterwards. The cleaning up's the worst part. I have no problem cooking, have no problem prepping for the dinner and everything like that. But cleaning up all the pots and pans afterwards, after you just stuffed yourself with some food for dinner, is not my favorite thing in the world. So I prefer to go out to eat. I know my fiance does too. We try to go out to eat, once a week together for a little date night. But yeah, definitely need to start cooking at home a little more than I do right now.
Yeah, got to balling on a budget out here. I know we all feel the same way there. All right, man. Well, that closes out our Meet the Team with Nate. I appreciate you spending some time over here in front of the camera, getting on the 1s and 2s with me. We'll be working together very soon. I appreciate all your help too with everything. It's been a journey, and hopefully we continue the ride.
Just getting started.
Yeah, man. We'll see you soon.
Yep.